Shall we? Yes, indeed. Who's ready? Who's ready? Yep, good morning. Who's ready for some? Let me open up this umbrella real quick so we can keep the shine off our heads. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Open up for the show, for the show. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we got it open for the show. Yes, class, baby. Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom? Rise and shine. We got a little bit of overcasty this morning, marijuana motivation time, which is nice because fuck, man, it's been hot outside. I've been inside all day like a true Las Vegas rat. You know, I'm a desert rat. And that means I avoid the straight sun contact, if you know what I mean. Saints Addiction, we up in here. So this is what we're doing, right? So your boy Marquis Saint, I'm just in this game. Somebody already liked it right off the bat. That's fucking crazy, if you know what I mean. The question goes, let's beat yourself to the punch. You know, they deleted it. They deleted the other show that I did. I spent a whole half hour of my life making a show about beat myself to the punch and beat yourself. They found it maybe because I was smoking weed in it or whatever, but they flagged it. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it again. I'll just explain to people what I meant by beat yourself to the punch. Now, everybody knows shadow boxing or should know about shadow boxing. You know, it's one of those things where you're in the mirror and you're boxing yourself. And a lot of it's mirroring or mirroring your image or mirroring your movements or you get to actually see the way you operate in the mirror, right? Hold on. And that's what this is about. This is about catching yourself before you make actions, right? Because once the action has energy, then you can't only transfer it. It can't be killed. It can't be denied. It can't be reversed, right? So it's one of those things that, you know, you put the energy out there, it didn't land the way that you wanted it to, or something happened outside of the realm that you wanted it to be. You know, we all put action into the world, and maybe it doesn't have the reaction that we want to, right? This is an action before a reaction, right? This is to beat yourself before you punch. You will have to catch yourself being out of pocket, catch yourself being inconsistent, catch yourself being, hold on, being not your genuine self. And that's going to be tough because there you are in front of the mirror throwing punches. And you're supposed to be dodging them too, right? Duck and weave, baby, duck and weave. And for most of us, we don't have any duck. We don't have any weave. We just keep letting things happen to us all the fucking time. Hold on. Wondering why things aren't happening on time, or wondering why the vibe isn't our tribe and all the things aren't the way we want them to be. This message is for you. This message for all the people who couldn't see their forest through their trees, who didn't understand why the things were happening and transcribing the way they were going, right? Instead of the intended way or direction or feeling or hope, you know, we tend to jump inside and fuck up the vibe. And I was listening to Abraham Hicks, but it's so true. If I go and like tell you something to the effect of, you know, start your own business, or, you know, boldly go around the world, or learn a new language, learn a new skill, all of a sudden this apprehensiveness inside of us, right? This amount of work. Like if I were to point at this fence and tell you to paint it, you'd be like, you know, it's going to take you hours of time. You know, it's hot outside. You know, you can feel it. You can feel it inside of you. I just say the task, I'll say the prompt like a chat GPT, right? And you get the chat GPT response, and it'll be like, oh shit, this is a lot of work. So just like chat GPT, just like an AI prompt and intelligence, we process shit so fast, we have to beat ourselves to the punch. So fast are the punches coming out, so fast are the issues coming our way. We don't even see the forest through the trees. It happens so fucking fast, we won't even know what happened. So this is why you have to pre-calculate. This is why you know yourself, right? Knowing yourself is a huge benefit to this situation. If you know yourself, right, and you know why you act the way you do, or why you're a chain smoker, or why you talk back, or why you're such an asshole to some people, you don't know. right? You won't know because you never examined it. You just like, oh, it's just the way that I am. It's my culture. It's the way I was brought up. All excuses, right? Again, everything's on the other side of excuses, right? Success, massive success is on the other side of your excuses, but we keep giving ourselves excuses. That's why we have to beat ourselves to the punch, because when you come up to the task is going to come back with an amount of work, like a bill, and we almost hit the bill and we're like, this ain't our bill. But we don't want it, but we want the food, we want the ambiance, we want the service, but we don't want to pay the bill, right? We don't want the price for the prize. The really cool part, the real prize of this, is that you have self-control. And that's what I have been exhibiting, and that's what I've been noticing. And it was one of the fundamental things that were missing from my game was self-control. I look around and I look at people that day drink. I look at people that are overweight. I look at people that are smoking cigarettes, and nothing's stopping them. They look completely out of control. If you want to look at it that way, that's why we don't like overweight people. We know they can't be trusted by making decisions. It's not like gambling where you can't tell if it's a male, female, old, young, black, white, green. It doesn't fucking matter when it's gambling, right? Like you can't tell a gambler, right? You can't tell somebody that's addicted to sports betting or Keno or whatever the fuck it is. It's hard to see, right? Like when it's happening, you can't really see it. That's why you got to put yourself in front of the mirror. Go ahead, Mr. Truck. Let's get some of that. Let's get some morning motivation. Saints Addiction. Mention Broken Vapes for 15% off. Hello. It's a dab every time. DM me at Saints Addiction for the carts, baby. But yeah, that's what it is. And in our world, we never get to align ourselves with our soul. We never get to see our faces in the mirror. We're a bunch of energy just with reaction and feeling and emotion. It's just making us go plop, 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 plop all over the place. We're just like pop rocks just in our mouth. Nothing really makes sense. In this conversation, what I wanted it to make sense is just your vibe. Your vibration, that only has to make sense to you. When you're out of sorts, and most of us can't get ourselves into sorts. We're freaking the fuck out underneath our own skin. It's making us peel our skin back. It's almost the nails on the chalkboard when you're doing a cocaine, or the hair of the dog when you've been drinking, or what's the feeling? There's so many different feelings where we are feeling out of sorts, maybe tense, maybe bored, and we know we should be doing something with our energy. We knew we should be doing something with our lifespan, but we don't know where to move. We don't know where to go, so we just sit. And just like a frog, we start boiling. And if it was hot water, we would have jumped out a long time ago. But this is subtle shit. This is so fucking subtle that you have to look in the mirror and handle it. This is why it's beat yourself to the punch, because for sure, before you sat on that couch, you had a feel. I remember this meme. So funny. The girl's walking through the living room. She kicks the ball. The ball hits the TV. It turns it on. Hits the remote. Pops it in her hand and throws bag of chips at her. Yeah, the ball threw a bag of chips at her. But it's this like lemony snickets of events where you slip, fall, and next thing you know, you're sedentary. You're sitting. You're sedated. You don't have any energy to do anything, and you wonder where it all went. Right? Like I've done it. I've done the History Channel's binge watching. I've done it where I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Let me just give up the next 3 hours of my time. We all do it, and it's so subtle that it's almost like a silent killer, right? You know what I mean? What did they say? Complacency is a killer, right? Well, it is our complacency. It's in our complacency where we get inside of ourselves and we're like, I am complacent. I'm okay, Trent. Yup, facts. There he is, bro. He's on the show. Yes, I got you, homie. And I'm doing the show again because they fucking killed the other one. So it said, beat yourself. They might have thought it was abuse. So I'm like, beat yourself to the punch. So yeah, bro, everybody follow Trent Knox, man. He's fucking awesome. So we all got to work ourselves together. But we know ourselves, bro. You know it. Like the black girl said, I know it. I know I'm gonna stalk you. That dick is good. She's like, I know it. And she fucking with her wig. I know it. I know me. And that's the whole point of to thy own self be true, is knowing me. Knowing my ass really likes some ice cream at night. okay? Really likes some pussy in the morning and really likes to fuck around and find out. And in that attitude, in that behavior that I exhibit to myself, I got to beat myself to the punch. I know that fighter very well. I know what he weighs, I know his inclinations, I even know his favorite punches. But we don't want to box ourselves. We don't want to shadow box it. Oh shit, there comes that left that he's notorious for. Here comes that uppercut that he's notorious for. Here comes that major move alert, and I'll repeat myself because this is what stops us, is you. And for some reason, you gets to control you, right? Like you inside, you go, I need a nap right now, right? You know what I mean? You're just like, oh shit, like, I'm going to the ice cream aisle. Whoa, who was that? You know what I mean? I literally had a cigarette in my hand going back and forth, knowing I had no control over my own hand, bro. Like I was like, you know what I mean? And that was when I quit cigarettes. I was like, I couldn't believe the power over my own body. Next thing I know, I got scones and cigarettes in my hand. Like I couldn't stop myself from the sugar cravings. I couldn't stop myself from the late night eatings. I couldn't stop myself from the sexings, right? You know what I mean? Like there was things that compelled me to a whole nother addiction, right? Like it just kept pulling me. But in that pull, I saw my energy. This is where Saints Addiction developed. I saw my actual energy. Like I had limitless energy. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. If it's pussy, I'm about it, bro. Oh my God, I'm staying up all night. Like, I know it. You know what I mean? And I knew it. And I knew it. And I was just like, well, hold on a second. I'm not going to cut it off because it's still Saints Addiction. But what if I put some kind of work before it? Like, I'm not allowed to call that girl or chase that pussy or go eat that ice cream till I do something I don't want to do, right? Like try doing that. Try doing something you don't want to do to get the thing you want, because for sure you're going to get the thing that you want. For sure. I'm not taking your lollipop away. This isn't time to cry like a child or anything like that, right? This is you getting you what you really want. All I'm asking you to do is do what you don't want before you get what you want, and now you're beating yourself to the punch. I smoke weed after I've done the dishes, not before. Because if I smoke weed before I do the dishes aren't going to get done. You know what I'm saying? And before I pop on a Netflix an episode or I turn on the TV, what else needs to be accomplished before I proceed? These are big fucking questions, bro. And most people, they just give me what I want right now. Give me my cigarette. And they'll fight you for a nicotine fix. Just give it to me right now. And you're just like, bro, this is killing you. I don't give a shit. It's my life. No. And like the worst kind of spit comes out of them. Venom, just straight verbal vomit, and you're just like, whoa, bro, did you see yourself? Most of us don't have a mirror. We didn't see ourselves get feisty with our loved ones. We haven't seen our temper, you know what I mean, like get used against us. They say it's a taste of your own medicine. Well, let's make our own medicine, man. Before we have to take our own medicine, bro, how about we make our own medicine? We sit there and we can get it from the earth and we can make things a reality. Well, why don't we? You know what I mean? And that's the big deal that I kept coming up with. And I was just like, oh shit, I keep coming up short because I didn't beat myself to the punch. The other punch was just that much faster. You know, that Cody Garbrandt hit that guy in the last round and knocked him out, and it was just real quick. That's what this is. This is your quicker punch so that you don't get knocked out. Sure, life is still coming with that punch. It's still coming, but you quick jab. You know what I mean? You were like, oh, that's that sugar thing. I need to go get. Maybe I had a plan. What are my sugar craving plans? Maybe I have some sugar-free snacks. Maybe I go for a walk. Maybe I drink more water. There has to be an alternative to the addiction for me to stay saintly. There has to be something for me to reach for my saintliness versus another addiction, right? So it might parlay it out. Right? It might be a chocolate, a parlay, like a card where you pick multiple teams. All of a sudden, when you want chocolate, now you parlayed it out. Now it's like I wanted the chocolate, the ice cream, and a candy bar. I went all in and got all the fucking things, right? We parlay out our habits, but we don't parlay out our exits. It's really weird, right? You know, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, maybe it should be exits over habits, you know? That would be a cool shirt. Mostly Saints. Anyway. You know, exits over habits, bro. I'm trying to fucking beat myself to the punch, man. I'm the only one smoking this. I'm the only one financing this. Come on. And I'm the only one in control of this. And that has a responsibility. That has a promise that I've said to myself multiple times that I would go exercise or get my eyes on the light, or little promises as far as like not turn on my phone but have fresh sunlight on my eyes in the morning, or drink plenty of water and put like at least 8 ounces in my stomach before. The girl said, it's revolutionized my life. You paid me to give you that advice, to drink 2 cups of water, 16 ounces of water before you ingest any caffeine or coffee in the morning. Coffee on shirts. Right. The girl's like, you pay me for this advice? That's what some people are doing. They're starting to want to pay me for advice. They're going to have to pay me for advice. I've been trying to tell my friends, and then they want to do it their way. I'm trying to explain traveling, and they're like cutting me off. And I was just like, you know what, dog? I really didn't have to give you this information. I made this information myself. I figured it out myself, and I can continue on without myself. People that can't appreciate the message, or they know it all, or they don't want to listen, I'll wait. Yup. I hope they're all right. Hope they're all right. And there it is. Between the ambulances and the helicopters and all the chaos of life, fuck, I even hear another jet above, man. I'm in the city. And I'm back in the gritty. And part of that nitty gritty city is Sin City is some tough things. There's some tough choices where most people kept their habits going. They kept wanting to gamble. They kept wanting to do drugs. They kept wanting to feel right in the now instead of beating themselves to the punch going, you know that ain't going to make you feel good later. You know that ice cream, Mark, with that energy going above you. Go ahead, helicopter. Like I said, little prop planes just everywhere. You know, I know my lactic acid, not lactic acid. What's it called? There it goes right there. When you have, is it lactate? What the fuck's it when you can't eat ice cream? What do they call that when you can't drink milk? Lactose intolerant, right? If you're lactose intolerant, right, like, you know you're going to pay a punishment. No one's going to slap the ice cream out of your mouth. No one kept you from swiping your card, and no one slapped you with the spoon, right? Like, that was all above board, and that was all on you. But the on you is the toilet in the morning going like, fuck, this hurts, my stomach hurts, you know? That's you. That's you. Oh, I got no money in the morning. I went drinking last night. That's you. That's you. Oh, what happened to all my weed? I shared it with all my friends, and now I have none for the morning motivation. That's me. That's right. And that's in itself the accountability and responsibility and awareness that most motherfuckers just don't have. They don't want to be knowing themselves. They just want to complain. They want to bitch and moan why things aren't in their lane, or why they didn't call someone back, or why other things didn't happen. So, you know, I'm looking into these things. You know, I'm aware that I'm rare. The only thing that makes me rare is that I'm an individual on this planet, another human being just like you, that just decided to have more accountability, right? I'm going to change addiction into accountability. Saints accountability, right, was to myself and my actions, and the things that were happening were a direct responsibility for me. I can't sit there and blame X, Y, Z. I can't sit there and go, it was my mom, it was my dad, it was my upbringing, it was how much money I made, it was where I was living, it was my... Man, fuck all that, bro. I'm not in Nigeria. I'm not in Syria. I'm not in the Middle East with no fucking chance to fucking make it out. I'm in America. I'm in the top fucking rated country in the world that's making all the money, has the safest army. I don't get to have the luxuries of the excuses. You know, the other people, maybe so, because you came from the third world, fourth world, maybe in a fifth world of poverty, then you might have the pass through me. But everybody else has no excuses, has no other way out than in. And that's why you have to face it. You have to beat yourself in the mirror. You have to do your shadow boxing and see yourself improve. See the swings come through. Know that you're going to react a certain way. All those fighters are pretty much spending the first round trying to read their opponent, bro. They're trying to see the forest through the trees. They're trying to see why life is throwing them on their knees. No, most people don't even do that. They don't ever capitulate. They never understand. They always just at the whims of everything. And I went like, wait a minute, no. There's patterns here. You know, I don't want to put an AI bot on you to track it. They called it DOT, like connect the dots. But there's AI trackability of seeing how you're making decisions, how you're spending your time, how many steps you're taking, the pedometer, you know, like there's all that information. They said that's probably one of the biggest advantages of the internet right now. Go ahead, Mr. Truck, was that we are now tracking our health before you're in the hospital, before you need what is it called, what do they call that when you have cancer and chemo, before you need chemo, before you have diabetes, before you beat yourself to the punch. You were just like, hey man, these hard things are happening, maybe I should be eating some more salads, maybe I should throw that left overhand more, maybe I need to work on my uppercut. What's your uppercut? Spending more time with my family. It's difficult to do? Yeah, then you should be doing it. It's your lifespan. It's the reason we keep giving you oxygen. It's the reason there's sunlight every day. It's the reason you're drinking water. Somebody's already given you 3 things from jump, from birth, from wake up. You're getting the same 3 things that you need to survive, then you're alive. And the rest of it is decisions, and they have to be made smartly. They have to be added up inside of you and saying like, okay, you know, I can always keep getting what I want, really, really want, or I can really, really, really get what I want instead of these excuses, these vibrations, and these neglects. You know, there it is. Time ain't coming back. You didn't already Netflixed and chilled. You grabbed the ice cream and you parked yourself. Welcome to being parked. Now let's spark yourself. Saints addiction. Let's have some initiation. Let's have some ignition. Let's have some liftoff, where like a boss, I can handle being fasting. What Jay Waller say? He did almost 12 hours. Once you start fasting, it's weird. Your body kicks in, and you're purifying your own body. You're rinsing. You're detoxing. You're exercising the demons, if you will. Exercising every day. Don't make it a habit, as they say. Hear me now, feel me now. I always save something good for the last, but this was what the guy was saying. He was like, if you do it twice in a row, it becomes a habit. So it's okay that you skip the meal and maybe ate at McDonald's because you didn't meal prep, or maybe you were having a bad day and you got that ice cream. If you do it 2 days in a row, now you're trying to set up a habit. I'll wait for the jets to pass by. I'll wait for the ambulance to pass by. I live in the city. Las Vegas, LVOG. And that's what it was. And that's what it'll be. You know what I mean? It'll be a pattern. And you don't want to see it. You don't want to admit it. But it's happening. And it fucking sucks. And you'll be like, oh, shit, man. I just found myself how many times at the Taco Bell doing my taxes, and the lady said Taco Bell. It was like embarrassing, you know what I mean? I'm like, I should have bought Taco Bell stock. I should have bought some Yum Yum brand stock instead of going and giving it up my hungers to let someone else feed me. I probably could have made brown rice and vegetables and chicken, but I let them feed me, and now it's got sodium, preservatives, and extra fat, and now that extra fat's around my there's no lie here, right? So watch it transpire. Now it's like, okay, not only is it the extra fat around my waist and around my heart, but now it's in front of my tax lady. And that's when I stopped eating so much Taco Bell. It was just too embarrassing. I was just sitting there going, like, my habits were right there in front of me, just jink, 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 jink. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is supposed to be a business meeting. This is supposed to be my taxes. And I've been using my business card for my lunch, and the only lunch I get is Taco Bell. Like, come on, Mark. And I'm like, oh, but inside me wants to go, Taco Bell's so delicious. It's just like, no, it's not. Their advertising is, right? You know, any melted cheese with beans is, with tortilla, fuck sakes, you know? Those things are always going to be tasty to me. Tasty to you too. Tasty to pigs. Salty, savory, fucking sugary. We love it all. They don't like to eat salads. Lo and behold. Just learned that too. Funny, we think pigs will eat anything. It's not. They have to cook it up and serve the slop. But anyway, they're as picky as us. They're wallowing around, only eating certain things when they want to. Yep, when they're hungry. You know, entitled pigs, bro. That's all we are. We're entitled pigs. We eat the slop just like them. And it's just like, yeah, fast food. You can get on that tick, but now it's getting expensive. It's cheaper to get real groceries and make the meals yourself. Put yourself in your own control. Now you're not getting as much preservatives. Now you're not getting as much sodiums. Now you're not getting this pre-packaged shit that they want to feed you with, now you're in control of you. Now all of a sudden vegetables make it, and salads make it, and fruits make it, and then all of a sudden exercise makes it, and excuses don't make it, and you're like, okay, that's different. And then you're like, okay, now my vibe makes it. Now this other guy that would have sat there and drank the beer and got scared and not talked to the girl and just stared at her like a creeper, now came over, was direct, and say, hey, I'm Mark. I would have been mad at myself if I didn't introduce myself. Now all of a sudden I took a shot. I'm a shot caller. I'm a shot maker. I'm an attempting at anything but the behavior that I was exhibiting before. Right? You just can't possibly make it with the same type of effort. And if you know what I mean, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And most motherfuckers ain't trying to try anything new to get different results. And I'm just sitting here shocked at it. And I was just like, keep doing you. There's not going to be any lying. You'll still have to face your Jesus too. Go ahead, Mr. Loudcar. You'll have to sit in front of the tax lady and she'll tell you for the yearly how you spent all your money. And there won't be no lies to it, bro. You'll have to fucking face your own Jesus. They say it's a coming to Jesus moment. Well, come to your own Jesus. Come to your own face and look at yourself. Touch the eyes. I brush my teeth with my left hand and tell myself I love myself 10 times. I sit there and go, man, you really got nice brown eyes. I really like your shoulders, man. I'm loving the fact that you're wearing your own fucking gear. I really like these bolo hats. You're a fashionista. You're a fashion trendsetter. Let's go. You know, I'm in the mirror like that versus the other guy that just went right to my stomach, looked at my abs or couldn't see my abs and be like, you're fat. You're slacking. Might as well go back and masturbate and fucking go. I don't want to say sedentary, sedate. Yeah, sedate. Go sedate on the couch. You know, let the airplanes fly over you. Can't you see the private jets flying over you? Yeah, this guy's actually living right now. He's trained. He spent time to fucking fly that plane. He's got the best view in the fucking valley, and he's living right now. Right? That's fucking dope. Me, I'm sitting in the same fucking spot without a fucking car, and I need to get out of here because I have lunch with my brother tomorrow. That's what I want. And I'm going to spend all day to fix all my topics instead of letting them be more topics and build up and fucking make me stress the fuck out. I have a list of the stress outs, and I just started crossing them off. Get my bank card, pay these bills, make fucking shit happen. That's going down. And little by little, the thing that I thought was unachievable is just like that elephant. It's bite by bite, bro. Bite by bite, you can eat an elephant. And most people, they don't want to even start. They look at the amount of work, just like I said earlier, and they'll be like, no, thank you. And they tap themselves out. And this is why this conversation has to happen. You got to beat yourself to that punch. You got to beat yourself to the feeling before it happens, right? Like, man, I've already had this feeling missing her, or she broke my heart, or will she ever come back? Did she ever love me? I played that game for months, bro. For months I played that game, and it didn't move my ship forward. And it was like, do I really want to get back on that ship? Do I really want to give it more months? Do I really want to wear that coat again, that angry coat, that sad coat, that coat that gets triggered, right? I don't want to be a part of it, and neither do you, man. And that's where the choice comes to it. It comes down to that choice, beating yourself to the punch. It's like signing up. Go ahead. Signing up for the drama again. Signing up for the repetitiveness. Signing up for the powerlessness. And that's what you do. And that's what we all do. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. You got to beat yourself to the punch because motherfuckers be not acting right. And that motherfucker be you. And I want to act right. I want to be held in a genius mind enough to say, okay, well, this is a choice right now. I mean, I've seen this before. I've seen this movie. I've seen this reaction. I've seen this commercial. And I don't like the way it transpires. I just don't like the way that it ends up happening. I don't want it to develop into a thing. I don't want 2 days in a row so it becomes a habit of something. No more new habits. No new friends. No new bullshit. I don't want any new drama. I see you. And I want to keep doing my own motherfucking thing. And that's what it came down to. Me being in control of the food that I put in my mouth. Me being in control of the exercise that I have. Me being in control of my own breathing, bro. Like I'm telling you, I was just like, I needed to get back in control of me. The anxiety was starting to take over. The fear was starting to take over. Fuck, my chest was seasoned. And I don't want to die of a heart attack. So here we are having this conversation because motherfuckers ain't acting right. And I wanted to be the one that started to act right, and that was when I did the right thing and go my saintly way, and like look at things and go, okay, yeah. First thing I need to do is control my breathing. Then I'm controlling myself physiologically. My brain takes control over my body versus my thoughts taking control over my brain. And then it was the whole act of, here we go, you know, more. I'm almost done. Then it was the choosing to put real light on my eyes and drink plenty of water and fasting. That changed my life. I can't say that enough. It changed my life. And then that really helped with the weight loss and eating right, and of course you're putting in, you know, the right fuel in the Ferrari. Now you're acting right and operating right, and that's all I wanted people to do is just get some act right. You know, you beat yourself to the punch, man. Stop losing rounds to yourself and go win the fight. That's your morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, subscribe. Go get that shit, baby. Peace.